All right, so now that we got the review written up, we're going to go ahead and add it to, we're going to publish it on our WordPress site. So all we got to do is just go to WordPress or our Word document and copy the content. Just right click, copy, and then head over to WordPress. We should have given you this login information, and hopefully you have, you know your way around in WordPress a little bit. But go ahead and log in, and then straight to posts right here, add new post. And then that content I just copied, what I'm going to do is just paste that right here in the content field. And then the title is right here, and I'm going to want to bring that up to the title field right here. So I'll just go ahead and cut that and then paste it there, and then just bring this up. So now we got to do a little bit of formatting. We got to make it look good and that sort of stuff. Not very difficult. Just go ahead and highlight that, and then if it does that, it tends to do that, I don't know why, just go ahead and bring it back to paragraph, and then just go ahead and make it look good. Bring that up. Bring that up. If there's too many spaces, I'm gonna go ahead and adjust that. It's obvious that's 3 spacing. And sometimes these subheaders, they aren't enlarged for us. So what you have to do with that, if that's the case, just go ahead and highlight it, and then under heading, just go ahead and do like a heading 2 is usually a good size. And then if there's space at the end, just go ahead and bring that up. Okay, so little things like this, these are good to just bolden. We don't need to enlarge these, this specific text, but if we're looking at features and stuff, but definitely just make them bold. It looks good like that. And then same thing with like these ones, like for this subheader here, if it has like highlights, things that we want to point out, then it's good just to bold those. And then of course the main subheaders we want, heading 2 or heading 3. Heading 2 is usually pretty good. All right, so at that point, it's probably good just to save the draft, just so you don't lose anything. And then our title looks good. What we want to do at this point is just bring in some images. So what I like to do is just head to Amazon and find that specific product on Amazon, and then go ahead is, what I usually do is just hover over the main image and then right click. Actually, we want to bring it over here. Open it up like that. You can just double click it and then right click on this save image as, and then you can just save it. That one went to desktop, but wherever you want to save it. And then that's going to be our featured image. So let's go ahead and scroll down, and this is where we add our featured image right here. We're just going to set featured image. And if you're like a blogger, you've done this before, I'm sure. It's pretty straightforward stuff. And then upload file, select file, and then go ahead and find it. We put it on the desktop, so I'm going to just click that, open it. Oh, that didn't work. There it goes. All right, so before we set featured image, we want to rename it. We want to name the title and then just the alt text. These are 2 important places. What we can do is basically use the title. That's one way to do it. Let's just use our title and name it as the title. So title, I'm going to use the same title as I used in our article, same as the alt text, just like that. And then set featured image. And just preview that just to make sure it looks okay. There we go. There's our featured image. So far looking good. Now, I like to usually add 2 images, including this one, so just one more image. And I don't like to usually add too many images because we want to leave room for buttons or ads, that sort of stuff. So let's just go ahead and add one more image. And we want an image to be of the actual product, but not the same image as the featured image. So let's go back to Amazon and find something similar, or that displays the product in some way, or a specific feature like that. So that's kind of cool. And preferably, I like to keep it kind of, if you can, keep it with a white background. That one looks cool. So I'm going to use that one. I'm going to right click it, save image as, same deal as before, come back, and then we want to basically add that next image somewhere in the middle, because our featured image is going to be right here, right on the top. So we don't want that next image like right below it. We want to space it out a little bit, some space between both of our images. So in the middle would be like, even right here under the features would be okay. I'm going to do that. And then add media, upload, select, grab our Alright, so we don't want to use the same title as before. We want to vary it up a little bit. So I'm going to use something similar, but not the same one. So how about like compact juice fountain. How about just that? Before we use the whole title, now we're just going to use part of the title. So an alt text, and then insert post. Alright, there it is. So I don't want to leave it just like that. I want to center it a little bit and probably resize it. So I'm going to align it to the center, and then just grab it from the corner like this, and then shrink it up a little bit like that. And let's just preview. Let's see how it looks. So there's our first one. All right, there's our next one. Yeah. So that's it. That's our 2 images. And then go ahead and add it to a category. There's likely going to be about 2 categories. Either it's going to be an article or it's going to be a review. In this case, it'll be a review. All you have to do is just check mark the review category. And then we want to make sure our product name is both here in the title and in the description. Okay, so in this case, it's in the title. We have Breville Compact Juice Fountain, but it doesn't look like it's in the description. So this is why we have you write, we have you add that in the first 100 characters when you're writing the article. Because if it's in the first 100 characters, it's automatically going to show up here. But in this case, it wasn't. Maybe it was in the first paragraph, but maybe it wasn't within the first 100 characters, so it didn't show up here. So in this case, we would just manually add it to here. So what I can do is just click on this, And then here in the meta description, I can add my own description basically. So I can come back here and I can find it. It's here in the first paragraph, right? But apparently it's not within the first 100 characters. So I'm going to grab it. I'm just going to find somewhere in the article where it mentions the juicer, like right here. And it doesn't sound too awkward. I'm just going to copy some text like that. My goal is to copy about 100 characters and have the juicer name in that, within that amount of characters. Copy it. And then under meta description, just go ahead and paste that. And we're going to do a little formatting here. I'm just going to bring that up. And then when it's in red, that means that you've gone over that 100 character limit. So what we can do is just start deleting until it turns black. There it goes. So here's what we're seeing right here. Remember, we just added that description right here, and that's what we're seeing right here. And that's what Google is going to index. So this time you can see our product model is in that description, Revell Compact Juice Fountain, and it's in our title. So that's what we want. That's going to help us rank for this particular model higher in the search engine. So at that point, what we want to do is we want to, I think we're about done here. We want to basically just publish this. That would be the next move, is just hit publish. And again, if you wrote the article as we specify, we gave you the instructions earlier on to add the product name within the first 100 characters. And if you did that, then the product name would show up automatically here in the description. You wouldn't have to do what I just did manually. But if for some reason you couldn't make it within that first 100 characters, you had to, but it's still in the first paragraph somewhere, then you can just do what I did pretty easily. So now it's published. Let's just check it out one last time. Preview changes. And there it is. That's it.